You are going to die, and you have no idea when. Acknowledge the fact of your own mortality, and then start structuring your life in a much more meaningful way. That is the quote that we are breaking down today. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of the Quote Breakdown, which is brought to you by the All Moves podcast. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Shout out to my audio listeners, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, um, Anchor, wherever else you are listening to this, whatever platform you're listening to this on. I want to welcome you to the show. If you're able to leave a review on your platform like Apple Podcasts, please do so. It will help the show tremendously. Welcome YouTube to my uh, video watchers, my YouTube listeners. I want to welcome you to the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you find the episode valuable. If you find this podcast valuable, if you want to show some love to your boy, please do that. Now, this quote here is before we get into it, I want to let everybody know that this quote is not one of my quotes. This is something that I found on the internet. It was floating around on the internet. I saw it, I grabbed it up and said, this is something that I have said before. This is something that I would say. So I took it and I put it up. I did not own it. I don't claim that I own it. I'm just trying to tell everybody that I don't own it. Um, most of these breakdowns that I do, it is my original quote. Um, and when I don't own the quote, I always give love to the person that said it. This one has no name attached to it, so I'm just letting you guys know I did not create it. The caption I put here is very few will actually take this seriously. Now let's dive into the importance of this. If you're a fan of the show, if you're someone who's been listening to me for a very long time, you know that I say that we are all in the process of dying. And you know that I say that most people are living life just waiting to die. These things are facts. These things are true. Now, for this, I want to break this down a little bit more in a different way, so I can create some type of urgency in your life. Right? I wanted to talk about this today because I want to bring awareness to the fact that how much people are actually ignoring this truth. They're refusing to see this. They don't see it. So they allow themselves to waste a lot of time. Um, so acknowledge this, understand this, and really take this episode very seriously. So if we dive into it, it says you are going to die and you have no idea when. And this is the truth, right? If we live, we are going to die. The second we are born, we are in the process of dying. I've said that before in the past. And this is a fact, right? Acknowledge the fact of your own mortality, knowing that you are capable of dying, you are capable of ending at any second of your life. You don't know when, you don't know how, but there will come a time where it would all end. Now, this is important to keep in the forefront of your mind. This is important to wake up and think about it because you'll be much more grateful every single day your 2 feet touches the floor when you get out of bed, and then start structuring your life in a much more meaningful way. So when you bring awareness to this fact, you will not waste any more time. You will not allow yourself to live a miserable existence. Just think about it. Today is September 4th. Just think about how many people are allowing time to pass them by. How many people have accepted a miserable existence where they go to a job and the second they step in, they look at the time and say, "Oh, I got a couple of hours. I got to get out of this," right? And just think about the things people do on the day-to-day basis. They're in a habit, they're in a routine, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Just think about, this year, how fast it's going for some people. For most people, it feels like, man, we just started the year, right? It's already September. 2020 is around the corner. I remember when it was 2017. I remember the start of 2018, right? This is what people are saying to themselves. And they're like, wow, this is going so fast. Days are going so fast. Days are passing you by, right? And think about how many people are looking forward to the next day, right? Or how many people are looking forward to the day to end. They work a job they don't like, right? They're doing 12-hour shifts and they can't wait till the job ends, right? So they can go home, have 3 or 4 hours of their own time, and then go to sleep and wake up and hate waking up and doing the same thing over and over and over again. This is people's lives, right? Where they deal with people they don't want to deal with, where they work at jobs that they don't want to work in, where they do things in life that have no meaning at all to them, and they wonder why they live a miserable existence, right? And people do this out of safety. People do this out of comfort, security, right? This idea of safety, comfort, and security. People will accept a miserable existence. People will accept a a a a partner, a partner that's not good for them, right? They will accept anything that comes their way, right? A wife, a husband. Let's just get married. I just want to do this, right? To show, show other people that I'm moving up in life, that I'm successful, right? That this is true love. People want to do things for other people, but secretly, most of the moves, the foundation behind the moves most people make is fear. That is the foundation behind the moves most people make. Fear, right? Comfort, security. All these things is based around fear. What if I don't have? What if I live without? Right? So all these things are creating, is occupying and distracting the mind, and you're not thinking about how, hey, at any moment this can all end. It's a real thing. People one day were going to the World Trade Center, right? 9/11's coming up, and people were going to the World Trade Center and they were working their jobs. And one day a plane hits the building. This is not something that they've expected that morning. They didn't wake up thinking that the plane is going to hit the building, right? They went to work and then I'm going to go get a paycheck, right? I'm just going to do what I got to do. And then, you know, a plane just runs into the most unexpected thing can happen at any time. Now, I don't want to sound all depressing. And if you view this as depressing, if you view this as something that's negative, as in that we are all in the process of dying, that you are going to die. If you view this as negative, you don't understand. And it's one of the reasons why you will ignore this for the rest of your life, right? You will ignore this. So then now, in between now and when it does all end for you, you're not actually living, right? You're not actually living. You're just waiting for the next day. You're waiting for the weekend. You're waiting for Friday, Saturday, Sundays, right? You're waiting to start that passion project, right? You're waiting to start that business. You're waiting to write that book. You're waiting to ask that girl out. You're waiting to marry this person. Like you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're burning a lot of time. Time and life is passing you by. You're getting older by the second. You're getting closer to your death by the second. If you view this as depressing, you don't actually understand. But when you actually accept this, you can use it as inspiration. You use it as some type of urgency to say, yeah, I am on this can end at any moment. How can I live a much more meaningful existence? What can I do on a day-to-day basis that's going to bring me some real fulfillment, some real purpose, some real meaning to this world, right? How can I bring meaning to this world? How can I bring value? That's what I meant to say. How can I bring value to this world? Am I in the same dead routine every single day over and over and over again? Or am I taking responsibility of my life, of my own existence, and bringing awareness to the fact that I am in the process of dying? That I understand that this will all end. This is something to be taken very seriously. Why? Because in the mornings, you'll be much more grateful. The second your 2 feet hit the ground when you get out of bed, you'll be much more grateful about life, about living. You start to live with love, right? Because you start to see, man, at any moment, like this could be the last time I see you. If so, I'm going to treat you. I'm going to treat every person as if it's the last time I'm going to see them. right? Because there's a huge possibility, and it's something that you're going to have to accept. There's people who haven't seen their parents for a while, or they move out of their parents' house or their family's house. They haven't seen their family in a while. These are things that you're going to have to accept. If this is the last time I see them, I have to give my full attention. And even when you're just like, this is what I do when I visit my parents. When I visit my parents, I look at them, and if I visit them once a month or I visit them once every 2 or 3 months, depending on how busy I am, I embrace them very hard and say, hey, listen, I love you, and give them my real love as if it's the last time I may see them, because you never know what will happen, right? Because I'm very aware of this fact. I'm very aware that at any moment, most of us will, all of us are going to end soon, right? Now, we say soon as in, what, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right? Depending on how old you are, if you do it naturally, but we actually don't really know. But awareness to this creates urgency. Awareness to this will allow you not to waste any more time. You start to take your life a bit more seriously. You start to see what actually matters, and you live a life in a much more meaningful way. But if you ignore this, then you have accepted a miserable existence. You're not grateful for life. You allow time and life to pass you by. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. YouTube, thank you so much. Audio listeners, thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave a review if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts. And I'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate you all. Peace.